Okay, this time I remembered to stream to YouTube. I am streaming an hour earlier so that I can get through the 100 words per minute drill and the entire class. Browser. Okay, yes. First is the 100 words per minute drill.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 100 drill class. We're going to start off with some 100 briefs. Okay, ready? We've got ownership, OIP, partnership, P.
Oh, I forgot to, where is the, there, ownership. I forget how to write ownership. Ownership is OEUP.
PIP, pedestrian, PED, ped, red light, initial R, final L.
Pedestrian. Head. Okay, PAED is pedestrian.
LT, D, ship, PIP, pedestrian, PED, ped, red light, initial R, final LT. Relationship is RIP with the flag, so it doesn't conflict with RIP. And reporter, RORP, RORP, RORP. Okay, here's the drill. Ownership, partnership, pedestrian, red light, relationship, reporter, pedestrian, ownership, partnership, relationship, red light, reporter, ownership, relationship, partnership, pedestrian, reporter, red light. Okay, feel free to go back and practice those. I feel that you need more practice.
I'm okay.
Common phrases that people often say, and several of these can be phrased on your machine. Okay, here we go. Ready? Does he have? Do I have? Do you have? I can't have. I didn't have. I don't have. If you have. I have. It would have. May have. Shall have. Should have. So I have. So you have. That have. That I have. That you have. There have. They have. To have. We have. What have. When have. What I have. What you have. When have. When you have. Where have. Where I have. Where you have. Whether I have. Whether or not I have. Whether or not you have. Whether you have. Which have. Which I have. Which you have. Who have. Will have. Would have. You have. He believed. He believes. He could. He feels. He felt. He is. He recalls. He recalled. He recollected. He recollects. So just for your information, anytime I have recall, I use final RL. If I have a phrase with recollect, I use final RK. So he recollected. I would write that as E, final RK, and then I would come back for final D, just because it's kind of a long stretch to put the D in the same stroke. Okay. All right. Moving into the silent L.
Silent
So
L.
you're going to hear sentences that have walk.
Walk.
Silent L, so W-A-U-K. Folk, F long O-K. Talk, T-A-U-K. Palm, P-A-U-M. Half, H-A-F. Psalm, S-A-U-M. Here are your sentences. He walked up the walk. The walk was covered with ice. Did you walk to work? Walking is good for you. Did you talk to the boss? You talk too fast. I am talking on the phone. She does all the talking. My folks are on vacation this week. Did you join the folk dancing club? The folks there at the center are very nice. We are going to watch the folk dancing. That is a palm frond. I only read half the book, or I only read half the book. You must have over half the vote. She calmed down. Are you walking enough? He walks a mile every day. Please sweep the walks. I walked all the way. Mia just talks too much. I talked to her last night. The palm tree is too tall. Do you enjoy folk music? Half the time, I can't hear you. Plant a palm in the yard. She took the biggest half. We are halfway there. The sea is calm. The ocean has a calming effect. When she calms down, I will talk to her. It is a beautiful psalm. Okay.
Psalm.
Moving right into a number drill.
I didn't get a lot of that
This is
right.
going to be different sizes and numbers. Okay, ready?
Oh no.
Size 66 by 104. Number L-27. $8.30. Size 66 by 115. Number M38. $8.75. Size 81 by 104. Number P-71. $9.69. Size 18 by 24. Number J-11. $12.80. Size 20 by 30. Number H-93. $15.75. Size 24 by 36. Number K-76. $18.40.
Whoops. Didn't do that one right. That sucked.
Moving right into some legal briefs with sentences.
Legal brief.
So the first brief we have is defend, D-E-F-D. Defendant, D-E-F-T. Defense, D-E-F-S. So the first set of sentences are going to be defend, D-E-F-D. Ready? Can you defend that position? Who is defending the defendant? He defends white-collar defendants. You should defend that program. Defendant, D-E-F-T. The defendant is represented by counsel. They are the defendants in the action. The defendant was convicted of the crime of murder. The court asked if the defendant had counsel. And the last one is defense, D-E-F-S. Ready? Who is preparing the defense? The defense rested yesterday. Who is appearing for the defense? He has exhausted all his defenses.
Okay. What's next?
Okay.
We got 2 minutes left in this drill.
Right into our next drill. Consonant compounds.
Consonant compound.
This emphasizes initial SP, initial TR, and final FG.
FG.
Here we go. Try to spell the word spiffy. Did you speak about these special circumstances? He spoke to his spouse on Friday. The spoon had a spot. The sponge will absorb the spill. Jay spent a lot of money on the space in the mall. Put the trash under the tree. The trap door was near the tramway. Was the train on the trolley tracks? The troops were put up in trailers. The truck has no trunk. Try to tell us the truth. The roofing contractors are driving me nuts. Ron is depriving her the right to make a living. Are you leaving and moving to Minnesota? The business is thriving and she's saving her money. Her diving career is over. He is living, although barely surviving. Okay, and that concludes our drill portion of the 100 class. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to the jury charge and literary. I'm feeling a little exhausted, to be honest.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the literary and jury charge portion of the 100 class. We're going to start off with some Latin and French words.
Latin and French.
And I will give you the words first and then read you the paragraph. Okay, we've got guardian ad litem, mandamus, mens rea,
Litem. Okay, I got it. What's the next one?
ad litem, mandamus, mens rea.
Mandamus? I don't know how to spell that one. Let me look it up. Mandamus. A writ of mandamus derived from the Latin we command is a court order that compels a public official or entity It commands a government official or entity to perform an act it is legally required to perform as part of its official duties, or to refrain from performing an act the law forbids it from doing. Okay. Mandamus. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. And carpet, mandamus, mens rea.
Mens rea. It is spelled like that, right? Mens rea, or maybe it's one word. Mens rea. I'm spelling it wrong. Okay, and the last one is?
And carpe diem.
Carpe diem. Carpe. Oh, Siri didn't get this one. Let me ban this bot.
Here is your paragraph. A guardian ad litem is a person designated by the court to conduct litigation.
Can you start
Paragraph. A guardian ad litem is a person designated by the court to conduct litigation on behalf
Guardian ad ligma.
of the court to conduct litigation on behalf of another. A guardian ad litem usually represents a minor. Mandamus means to command. A writ of mandamus is issued by a higher court commanding specific action by a lower court.
Are you like being sued?
Mens rea
I don't know what
is sometimes described as the guilty mind.
Oh,
when
you're on
a
YouTube.
person
No wonder.
has criminal intent, he has mens rea. A guardian ad litem commanding specific action
YouTube,
by a lower court. Mens rea is sometimes described as the guilty mind. When a person
mens rea, let me look that up again.
has a lower court. Mens rea is sometimes described as the guilty mind. When a person has criminal intent, he has mens rea. A guardian ad litem is normally appointed for the duration of the trial. A writ of mandamus may be issued to a non-judicial official. Carpe diem means to take advantage of today and place no trust in the future. Carpe diem literally means to seize the day.
I think I'm going to restart that.
Maybe mind. A paragraph. Okay, we've got guardian ad litem, mandamus,
ad litem,
mens rea, and carpe diem. Here is your paragraph. A guardian ad litem is a person designated by the court to conduct litigation on behalf of another. A guardian ad litem usually represents a minor. Mandamus means to command. A writ of mandamus is issued by a guardian ad litem usually represents a minor. Mandamus means to command. A writ of mandamus is issued by a higher court commanding specific action by a lower court. Mens rea is sometimes described as the guilty mind. When a person has criminal intent, he has mens rea. A guardian ad litem is normally appointed for the duration of the trial. A writ of mandamus may be issued to a non-judicial official. Carpe diem means to take advantage of today and place no trust in the future. Carpe diem literally means to seize the day. All right, I've got a fun fact here. This is on Craft, Stride Gum. It's called a legal brief. All right, here we go.
I'm
Ready?
thirsty.
Lawsuit. Kraft manufactures Stride gum, whose advertisements claim ridiculously long-lasting. Elsie Paulo of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, sued Kraft in 2012. Was it for false advertising because the gum's flavor gave out after a few minutes? Nope. She sued for $100,000 because the gum worked too well. She claimed that after chewing a single piece of Stride, she had to scrub her dentures to remove tiny specks of the resilient, long-lasting gum, which she claims made her extremely depressed for approximately 10 minutes. Verdict, case dismissed. And then under that, there's one little last fun fact. It says, first Britain in space, astronaut Helen Sharman, 1991, was the first Briton in space. All right, I love those little fun facts.
Okay, that was
I've got
enjoyable.
Closing arguments.
Closing arguments.
Okay.
Whoa, it's only been 4 minutes.
Here we go. Ready? Your Honor, Mr. Phillips, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am very anxious to argue my case. I think I even tried to start arguing in my opening statement. It has been a long time now since we had opening statements. A lot of evidence has been presented to you since that time, and we are now finally back together again, where we can talk about what the facts of this case are. I have only a few minutes until the lunch break, and I am not going to try to make my whole presentation in 10 minutes. If you will remember my opening statement, I identified 4 areas that I felt were going to be very important in this trial. I urged you all to pay close attention to those 4 areas, particularly when the testimony came in on those subjects, because I felt that they were the keys to solving this particular case. It has been described as a jigsaw puzzle, and I think that is probably a good and apt description of what we have here in a lawsuit of this magnitude, where there are so many witnesses, so much evidence, so many things happening, and where you are trying to fit all of the pieces together coherently to make some sense out of it. The 4 that I identified, number 1 was there a person with excuse me, with a gun standing behind James, assisting him in taking the keys from Sherman? Number 2, did James and Purdy draw their weapons before seeing the shotgun on Burrell's lap? Number 3, Did Virgil effectively communicate to James that he was a police officer when he came running up behind him? And number 4, did James surrender to the police before he could have reasonably seen that there were police cars or policemen at the scene? The answer to each of these issues is no. There is not only simply a reasonable doubt as to their truth, but I think the evidence proves that it is very satisfactory from looking at all the evidence that each of these answers is in the negative, that these things did not happen. I want to go over them one by one, starting with the incident at the drive-in theater on the 1st of February with the taking of the keys for the motorcycle from Dwayne. Did James know there was a man standing behind him with a gun? There are a number of ways you can look
Okie dokie. How's about
at
you?
this.
I'm doing okay.
All right.
Getting a lot of trolls on YouTube.
I have an article here. It's called Out and About, Places to Go and Things to See.
I'm feeling a little drained. I think it's because I streamed at 9 a.m. today for 2 hours already for Trans Lifeline. I did try to rest for the past several hours, but I'm still a little drained. I'm not sure I'm gonna have the energy for 120 words per minute, but I'm gonna try.
Near and far.
So common on YouTube streams, but it's nice that it at least keeps the VOD forever. Yes. But it's a vertical VOD, so I actually just upload the horizontal VOD onto YouTube afterwards. I haven't done that today for the first stream I had, so I'm gonna have to do that for that stream and this stream.
Peacock Pizzazz.
Peacock Pizzazz.
Here we go. There's a colorful show in town, but don't delay if you want to see it. These feathers unfurl only from March through June. Arguably the most stunningly decorated birds in nature, the resident peacocks.
What's stenography?
At the Los Angeles.
Stenography is using a system of shorthand to take down dictation. So I use a machine called a stenograph machine. It's like a typewriter. It's as hefty as one too. And I have it connected to my computer. And then I use this software called Plover, which is open source stenography software, to translate what I'm typing onto like Notepad++, which is where I'm outputting the words and phrases and what do I call the other one? God, I forget. But as long as it's in the correct syntax, it'll output onto Notepad++ or whatever program I want it to go. It's a kind of way to type out and record things faster. Yes. The person there's a person who has the world record for typing. He goes at 370 words per minute. At least that's the last time he was recorded, I think. 370 words per minute. I'll be lucky to get to 25, which is certifiable. Yeah, it is really fast. You can find it on YouTube. Just type in world record holder typing Mark, and you'll probably find it. It's probably gonna be the first result on YouTube. I'm currently doing 100 words per minute, and then later on I'm gonna do 120. That's really cool. Thanks for teaching me about that. That's new to me. Yes, it's good for accessibility. It's what live captioners use to take down to create the captions, and it's what court reporters use to take down the court records.
Bliss County Arboretum and Botanic Gardens in Arcadia dazzle visitors with their ostentatious plumage during the spring breeding season. The male will wait for a peahen to wander close and then unleash his weapon of seduction, a magnificent mosaic. I was
kind of thinking about that. I was thinking that would be really good for cases where you have to really quickly take down notes about what's being said. Yeah, that's exactly what people use it for.
Of tail feathers, known as a train. When she comes closer, he will turn to present his backside and vibrate a set of rear feathers that makes a rattlesnake-like sound. The colorful exhibit is at its most frantic from 8 to 9:30 a.m.
Thank you.
And members who can enter
Sovereign
at 8
VT just
a.m.
redeemed Pat My Head.
get the best viewing possible. Regular opening time is 9 a.m. The Desert Display Garden, opposite the Peacock Cafe, is the birds' favorite cavorting spot. Peacock Day, which is March 25th, includes a lecture and food. Admission is $4 to $9, depending on the time and day. 301 North Baldwin Avenue, Arcadia. Phone number 626-821-3222. Or you can look them up online at www.arboretum.org. That would be fun to go see the peacocks. All right, we're going to continue on with our article from the Harvard Heart Letter.
Okay.
Unsuspected heart attacks.
Heart attack. Okay, this is going to be difficult. It's going to have a lot of medical terminology, probably.
All right. Here we go. In 1772, William Heberden, an English physician, characterized angina as a strangling, most disagreeable sensation in the breast. Since this early description appeared, physicians have relied on anginal symptoms to diagnose and monitor the treatment of patients with ischemic heart disease. When a middle-aged or older patient develops chest heaviness that is brought on by exertion and relieved within a few minutes by rest, the chances are fairly good that coronary artery disease is responsible for the symptoms. Medications such as beta blockers, nitrates, or calcium channel blockers.
Symptoms. Let me look this up. Probably yeah, there's a brief for it. STPLZ.
Blockers can be used to prevent these anginal spells, a clue that asymptomatic episodes of ischemia could be a common and important cause of heart problems came from the Framingham Heart Study, an ongoing investigation of the residents of this Massachusetts town. In 2004, the researchers reported that more than 25% of the heart attacks that occurred were in persons who had no clear-cut symptoms. Only when abnormalities were detected on subsequent routine electrocardiograms, or ECGs, were the attacks recognized. Cardiologists also began to note that many patients whose ECGs during exercise showed changes suggestive of ischemia did not experience concurrent anginal symptoms. A personal monitor. In the years since the Framingham report, ambulatory ischemia Holter monitoring has provided additional information about silent ischemia. With this technique, patients wear a strap to which the monitor is attached. This device is a sophisticated recorder that records the heart's electrical activity continuously for 24 to 48 hours by means of 5 thin wires attached to the person's chest as he or she goes about life. During this period, patients keep a daily diary to make note of their activities and any symptoms such as chest pain or lightheadedness that occur. When the information on the recording is fed into a computer, the ECG can be scanned for changes suggestive of ischemia. By checking the entries in the patient's diary, the physician can determine what activities caused the ischemia and whether the tissue damage was accompanied by angina. Using this technique, researchers have shown that most patients with moderate or severe coronary artery disease have some episodes of ischemia that cause symptoms and others that do not, a situation known as mixed angina. But in some people with coronary artery disease, ischemia is always silent. So we'll stop there. A few more minutes.
Coronary artery disease.
All right. This is a congressional record.
I spelled ischemia wrong the whole time. Let me look it up. Yeah. I swear that never works. Oh, okay. There. Not A-U, it's just U. K-W-R-U.
Social Security recipients.
Social Security recipients.
Mr. Speaker, today I am introducing legislation to remove the outside limitation on earnings of Social Security recipients. Currently, eligible recipients who are between the ages of 65 and 72 have their Social Security benefits reduced if they are earning an income greater than $18,000 per annum. Presently, the reduction rate is $1 for every $2 earned. When an individual becomes eligible for Social Security benefits at 65 years of age and continues to work, he or she is liable for an amount of tax that is equal to 50% on their income. I feel, Mr. Speaker, this is extremely unfair. First, if a recipient is denied the full benefits under the Social Security program because of outside employment, we are putting a Social Security recipient in the same category as a welfare recipient. Isn't Social Security a retirement program? Social Security requires forced payments to the government, which holds this money in trust for the recipient. Social Security recipients are not wards of the state. They are entitled to receive their benefits as a matter of right. Second, a limit on earnings hits those who need the money the most. To survive in today's economy, many retirees must work to supplement their income. This income, in return, is taxed by the Social Security Administration. Third, by punishing an individual who works, the restriction or limitation on earnings discourages productivity. Every person should have the right to pursue an individual goal after age 65. If a person chooses to continue to be a productive member of the workforce after 65, one should not be penalized. Let it be known to all, Mr. Speaker, that I am earnestly awaiting the decision of the House Ways and Means Committee whether to give this bill prompt and adequate consideration. And that concludes our literary and jury charge for the 100 class. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to the Q&A.
Hello, welcome to the 100 Q&A practice. We're going to start off with defense questioning. Ready?
It seems the audio is a little weird.
You allege in paragraph 6 of your deposition that the gas lines are maintained under the direct supervision and control of the Minnesota Department of Power. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Are these instructions for supervision and control in writing? Yes, they are. Do you remember the gentleman's name who came down and visited your facility to inspect the gas line? Yes, Mr. Paul Davidson. Upon inspection, did Mr. Davidson note any irregularities in the installation of these gas lines? No, he did not. Were you aware of any irregularities in these gas lines? No, I was not. Please tell the court and jury, as best you can recall, what other inspections took place. None. Oh yes, just one. In other words, no one came to inspect the lines except the Minnesota Department of Power? That is correct. Did an inspector visit your facility from the United States Department of Resources? No. Did an inspector visit your facility from the Minneapolis Department of Energy? No. Did an inspector from the United States Bureau of Mines visit your facility? Yes, he did. Okay, what is his name? Matthew Harper. Did Mr. Harper suggest to you orally or in written form that there might be an underground fault at or near the placement of these gas lines? No, he did not. What was the date of Mr. Davidson's inspection? I believe, if I may refer to my notes, November 11, 2012. What was the date of Mr. Harper's visit to your facility? December 3, 2012. What was the date that your plant commenced operations at this facility? December 4, 2012. Isn't it true that you began production on November 25? No, we began receiving shipments of materials throughout November, but we did not start production until December 4. When is the first time you noticed any problems with gas leakage? On December 17, 2012. Did you call for a repairman from the Minnesota Department of Power? Yes, I did. Was he able to fix the problem? Yes, he appeared to eliminate the leakage. Please tell us what happened on January 22, 2013. I received a phone call on my cell from a line supervisor that there was a gas line that had burst near the rear exit door to the plant. What did you do? I ordered the line supervisor to begin evacuating the building. Did you call the power department? Yes, I did call the emergency service. Did you call anyone else? No, I didn't know how serious the problem was. What happened next? I alerted several of my staff and went to the front of the building in danger to wait for the repairmen. At 3:42 p.m., did an explosion occur in the rear of the plant? Yes, it did. Was anyone in the building at that time? Fortunately for us, no one was in the facility at that time. How many minutes would you say had elapsed since the phone call from the line supervisor to your arrival at the front of the building? Between 3 and 4 minutes. What was the estimate of the amount of damage as submitted to the St. Paul, Minneapolis Insurance Company? Approximately $257,000. Was anyone injured in this unfortunate occurrence? No. Okay, switching to a different transcript.
Oh God, I had difficulty with that.
Allergies today, so excuse that. This is going to be plaintiff. Ready?
Plaintiff.
Where did you search next? I went next to the kitchen. Was anything found in the kitchen? Yes, I located several baby food jars full of a clear substance which I thought was PCP. After being analyzed, however, it turned out to be embalming fluid. Where did you? In the refrigerator. Make sure you let him finish before you give an answer. Okay. Now, embalming fluid is what they use to preserve a
This
dead
is so cool to
body,
watch. Need to
correct?
get some insight into how it works. Also, hi. Hello. Welcome to my steno stream. In 6 minutes, we switch to 120 words per minute. That's when I get rated by TransLifeline again. How was your stream?
They use
I went to bed after
preserve
that.
a dead body, correct? That's correct. And people use embalming fluid as a drug? Yes. How would one ingest embalming fluid? The preferred method of ingestion is to smoke a cigarette or joint that has been dipped in it.
It was great, and yeah, I don't blame you. I know it was early there. Yeah, it was 9 a.m. Had a big old nap after mine. It was so fun. Yeah, I thought your stream was really fun. I was there for like the first 10 minutes.
Preferred method of ingestion is to smoke a cigarette or joint that has been dipped in it. And what are the effects of smoking a cigarette?
It's not going very well. How are you doing? Thanks for asking.
Or joint that has been dipped in it. And what are the effects of smoking a cigarette or joint dipped in embalming fluid? Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant. Sustained. Next question. Did you find any dipped cigarettes or joints? No. Is embalming fluid, is it legal to possess embalming fluid? Only if you're a licensed mortician. Okay. Did you find anything else in
I always forget how to write possess. One of my weaknesses is the word possess. Possess.
Mortician. Okay. Did you find anything else in the kitchen? Yes. I located $15,000 in a box of cereal. I also located another
$5,500 lockdown here in Pakistan? Okay.
Yes, I located $15,000 in a box of cereal. I also located another $5,500 in a large can of coffee. Were any weapons found in the kitchen? No. Do people who sell drugs usually hide them in places like cereal boxes and cans of coffee? Objection. That question is argumentative. Sustained. Your Honor, he has been sustained. Next question, counsel. Officer, what were the denominations of the currency? Both the $15,000 and the $5,500 were in $100 bill increments. Was anything else found in the kitchen? No. Where did you proceed to next? I next went to the front bathroom. Was anything found in the front bathroom? I located a Smith & Wesson .38 caliber snubbed nose revolver in a cabinet drawer next to the sink. Was that gun loaded? Yes, it was. There was also additional ammunition in a speed loader in the same drawer. What is a speed loader? It's a device that allows someone to load a revolver with all 6 bullets at once instead of having to place each bullet in one at a time. Anything else? No, sir. Where did you next go? I next went into the bedroom, which is located next to the front bathroom.
I'm using something that is like a typewriter, and you see when you press down on each of the keys, it distributes all of the weight onto the other keys too, so you're doing the exact same amount of pressure from one key to the other, so it doesn't hurt my wrist or my fingers at all. It's also very soft. It's when you press down, it's a really soft machine.
Bathroom. How many bedrooms did this particular house have? 2. So this would be the front bedroom? Yes. And there was, I assume, a master bedroom somewhere else? Yes. Down a hall, small hall, is where the master bedroom and bathroom were. Okay, that concludes our Q.
Okay, we're gonna get rated soon. How exciting! Okay, I'm going to 25. Okay, and then I'm gonna switch to 120. Let me do that. Waiting for... Oh! Waiting for the raid. I am so tired. I'm gonna have to rest some more after this. Tomorrow I have a Hollow Knight Silk Song stream. That's gonna be exhausting too. Let's snooze the ad break for 5 minutes.
Oshi Onyx just traded with 164 viewers.
Hello everybody! Welcome to my stream, part of the Trans Week of Visibility raid train for Trans Lifeline. How's everyone doing? I'm sure you had fun with Ocean Axe. It was very fun streams. I am doing stenography practice for this Trans Lifeline, just a way to get people keyed into accessibility technology. I am currently using a stenograph machine to write in stenography. Hello, Shanax, how you doing? I saw you were streaming for quite a while. I'm going to do the 120 words per minute class for Trans Lifeline. Hello, Yidol, how you doing too? Thank you for the follows, everyone. Hello, Hazel Squirrel. Hello, Yatsu Art. Hello, everybody. So, doing real good. Chat designed a character and we talked about fashion a lot. Cool.
An awesomely epic guy just redeemed Hydrate.
And posture check. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate and posture check. My posture has been checked.
An awesomely epic guy just redeemed posture check.
So, we're going to be doing stenography practice. It's interesting to watch at the very least, and it's educational. Most of the instructors, these two instructors like to provide like fun facts and stuff. Doing well, you're drawing a bit while listening to stream. Cool. What are you drawing? What else was I gonna say? This is accessibility technology. It's what court reporters and live captioners use to create court records and create captions. Stenography, machine shorthand, or voice shorthand. People sometimes use a steno mask, and they speak into it using stenography shorthand, and they can also create captions that way too. It's really fascinating, actually. Drawing a friend's OC as a birthday gift? Oh, how sweet! So, I'm going to be doing the 120 words per minute class. I did 100 just now. I'm a little exhausted because I actually had a Trans Lifeline stream earlier today, too. I filled in for someone. This is a class that includes a drill, jury charge, which is jury instructions to the jury by a judge, literary, and then Q&A, which is just testimony practice. It's 120 though, so it's pretty exhausting. Sounds really cool. Yeah, it is really cool. It's really fun. I recommend anyone who's curious about this to look up Plover / Open Steno Project, which is an effort to make stenography accessible to everyone for free. I use free software. Software usually costs about thousands of dollars for a license, and the machinery is also about $1,000 each. So it's really expensive. So the effort to make it free is actually incredible. Now, hello John T. Jackalope. So I'm going to do the drill now. The instructor has these little things behind them. They have a button to light up each light bulb. The first one is the plaintiff, then witness, then court, then defense. Thank you so much for filling up, Melody. It was so kind of you. Hi. I saw that that Air needed some help, and I wanted to help out with the stream because I had a horrible first stream this week when I had my audio issue. That was like a nightmare to me. How are you doing since earlier? I hope you rested well. Yeah, I hope you're resting well too. Okay, I just started the video. Oh, and also these videos are from the YouTube channel for an old steno school that went out of business a few years ago. It's called Platinum Steno. You can listen and practice to these videos. It's called speed building, when you intentionally challenge yourself to get faster and faster. The speed that you aim for is 225 words per minute. The world record holder is also a court reporter, a retired court reporter named Mark. He can write at 370 words per minute using his own theory. It's really impressive. I recommend people look it up too, just to see how fast it goes. It doesn't even make sense how he can go so fast. I can barely do 100 and 120. Yeah. Legal words. She's a little loud. Distortion. Valid. Questionnaire. Thank you for the alert. I'm having trouble with these words. They're not coming out right. Distortion. I thought I was writing it correctly, but apparently not. D-S-T-O-G-Z. Distortion. Valid. Questionnaire. Let me look at questionnaire. Is it two N's or just one? It's two N's. actually. Questionnaire. Okay, that one had an asterisk in it. Don't know why. Equity. 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 Okay. The steno theory that I use is phonetic. Yeah, it is exactly EQUITY. I use a mostly phonetic theory, so I listen and I just write the sounds that I hear, which is why you get like weird issues where I'm spelling equity with a W, because in the phonetic theory that I use, the W is actually like a U sound, really. Distortion, the GZ is the shun sound. Stuff like that. Negotiable. Frog. Trial. Oh, ad starts in 1 minute. I'll snooze it again. Funny thing, W is sometimes a vowel. Notice the different sound in that versus what. That's because what gets said as basically. I forget the YouTube channel I learned that from. Now I need to find it again to the research. One of the instructors, there's only 2 of them. The other one, this other instructor, she has said before that with the A sound, people pronounce it as aside or A-side. They pronounce the A, the long A sound when they're saying like the word like a side, but they say when they're saying something like aside. It's just something you notice when you're writing what people are saying when they're pronouncing words. I was today videos on when I found out what stenography is. Thank you. It's awesome. I'm happy you learned about it today. Advisory. I spelled that one wrong. Let me do that real quick. Adversary. The neat thing about this theory is that there's something called I forget what it's called. The vowel something. You when someone pronounces a schwa sound, we just leave out the vowel when we're writing it. It saves a lot of time and it means less work. Which is why which is why advisory does not have a vowel sound in the middle. It's add, S-R-Z-R-A-E. A-E is the Y sound at the very end of the word. So it's advisory. S-R is the V sound. Resident. Abstract. We call it writing shorter when we create briefs, which are shortenings of phrases and stuff, to make writing a lot more efficient. Instead of typing, we say writing because you write in shorthand. Names and spellings. Names, numbers are my weaknesses. The YouTube channel I learned the W stuff from is Yuval the Terrible, and the video name is Why Isn't Work Pronounced Like Fork? Ah, cool. Thank you for finding it. Whoop. Okay, the ad break is starting in 1 minute. I can't snooze it anymore. I already used my 3 snoozes for today. Whoa. Okay, it seems like that's it for that. We have 4 more minutes for this drill. But first, we're pausing for the ad break. I'm trying not to slump, because that makes my back hurt when I do that for a while. I wish I could make my machine, it has a tripod that it's attached to. I wish I could make it even higher, but I can't. Which is funny, because I am short. I'm 4'9". So you would think that this would be enough for me, but no. I wish it were higher. Okay, ad break ends in 3 minutes. At least there's music playing. It is 7:17 p.m. for me. Oh, did I not have the video playing? My bad. I thought I had the video playing, but it wasn't. So people were seeing me just say that there was an instructor here, but there was nothing there. Oh my god. Whoops. This is the video that's supposed to be playing. It's been playing for 7 minutes. Hello everyone, welcome back. It turns out that the video I had playing was not showing on OBS. I accidentally had it invisible. There's actually been a video playing for the last 7 minutes that I've been writing to. Sorry about that. Okay, we're going back into the drill. I only have 4 minutes left of it.
Let's try now some names and...
Names? More names?
I'm sorry, no names, okay. Just addresses.
Addresses
so we'll have
is
some
worse.
number practice.
Addresses is worse.
Okay, ready? So addresses and phone numbers as well.
Not phone numbers too.
Here we go. 12401 Southeast 320th Street, Auburn, Washington 98092, 253-833-9111, 900 5th Avenue, Huntington, West Virginia 25701, 304 697 7550, 800
344 4522 1290 North Avenue, Cleveland, Wisconsin 53015 920 693 1353.
Okay. How much more?
1701 Wright Street, Madison, Wisconsin 53704 2599. 608 246 6100. 9200 Valley View Street, Cypress, California 90630. 714 484 7211. 10100 West 87th Street, Suite 111, Overland Park, Kansas 66212. 913 432 3315. 34 South Broadway, White Plains, New York 10601. 914 686 3341.
Is that it? Hopefully. Yeah, that's it. That's it for that. Okay, we're doing the jury charge and literary portion now. It is 22 minutes long.
Welcome to literary and jury charge practice. Let's get started with this literary, and it's called How Important is Punctuation?
It's so important. It's very important in court reporting and captioning too. It is so important that you know how to punctuate things. It's different writing down what people are saying though. It means the grammar is a little different.
All reporters deserve the greatest respect from all with whom they come in contact and all who read their transcripts. If all reporters want to have the respect of all, whether judges, attorneys, or anyone, then they have to earn that respect. And the way to gain that respect is to do a great job capturing all of the words spoken and transcribing them correctly and punctuationally correctly on every single case. I was very proud to be a reporter. Each case was a challenge, but it was very satisfying to know that I did my very best on every case. The profession of reporting is just that, a profession, and we should all aspire to be true professionals. My last question to all reporters is, what better way to preserve our reporting profession than to do as perfect and professional a job, taking down all of the words spoken and transcribing them with correct punctuation as is humanly possible. I rest my case.
True. Punctuation is really, really important. Especially for court. You want all of the punctuation to be as close to perfect as possible. Because this is because you know, the law is about people's lives and stuff, so.
This jury charge is called evaluating testimony. Ready?
Ready.
This is a civil case, and you are the exclusive judges of the weight of the evidence and the credibility of the witnesses. In determining the weight you will give to the evidence of any witness, you have a right to take into consideration.
Picking up punctuation during transcription sounds complicated. It can be. I try my best.
Determining the weight you will give to the evidence of any witness, you have a right to take into consideration the demeanor of such witness on the stand, his or her candor and sincerity in testifying, or the lack of the same, his or her interest or lack of interest in the outcome of the suit, his or her knowledge or lack of knowledge concerning the facts about which he or she has testified, his or her prejudice or bias, if any, is shown, his or her relationship, if any, to either party to the suit, and such other facts and circumstances disclosed by the evidence as will assist you in determining the weight you should give to the evidence in the case. Neither by these instructions nor by any words uttered or remark made by the court during this trial does or did the court intimate or mean to give or wish to be understood as giving an opinion as to what the proof is or what it is not, or what the facts are in this cause, or what are.
You like that I'm doing my best to showcase the accessibility stuff? I try to do this once every week. I also post threads on Blue Sky when I'm attempting another class group of videos. People seem to like it, so I'm really happy about that. It makes it more rewarding.
The proof is, or what it is not, or what the facts are in this cause.
Astral Cricket just traded with 30 viewers.
Hello, Astral Cricket. Thank you for the raid. What were you up to? Welcome to the Trans Lifeline raid train, everyone. For my part, I'm showcasing stenography, machine shorthand, which is important for accessibility, and the court record. I'm currently working through videos from an old court reporting school. And I'm just showing people how transcription works. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, and I hope y'all feel more educated after this stream. Hello.
Or what are not the facts therein. It is solely and exclusively for the jury to find and determine the facts, and this they must do from the evidence. Having done so, they apply to them the law as stated in these instructions. The instructions to the jury are and constitute one connected body and series, and should be so regarded and treated by the jury. That is to say, they should apply them to the facts as a whole, and not detach or separate any one instruction from any of the others.
That was jury instructions from an actual judge during an actual case. They list stuff from transcripts.
All right, now let's start this literary, and it is called Court Reporting is Calling.
Court reporting is calling.
Ready? It's final. I've sold my Lightspeed on eBay and no longer have a steno machine attached to my fingers. Court reporting has been the biggest part of my life for more than 30 years. I loved it and appreciate the fact that it took me places I never even dreamed of or knew existed. At the age,
Can't say I've ever seen a stenography stream. It's a really, really niche field, and the community is really small. There are only like a few thousand court reporters in the United States, which means that it's extremely important for a lot of us to try our best to show people what stenography looks like. So it's less unfamiliar and less scary and intimidating. Though sometimes it still intimidates people. That's why I make sure that I do once a week a stream for stenography, so that I can show people what it looks like.
Age of 18, I said a prayer, not even realizing the significance of it at the time, but asked for God to guide me in life's journey. I had just graduated from high school.
But it seems very cool. It can be a little much at first, but as soon as you actually try, it's really fun.
Derpy_bird427 just redeemed Clown Nose.
Thank you for redeeming Clown Nose. Feeling a little clowny now.
And college wasn't in my future. I was working at a drugstore, and one of the ladies I worked with was going to court reporting school. She guided me through the process of getting started at the Academy of Stenographic Arts in San Francisco, California. I had such a love for court reporting from the time I first learned how to pound words out on that little machine. 3 years later, I was on my first job in Atlanta, Georgia, working for freelancer Jim White. I started transcribing for him, and occasionally he would send me out on a few jobs. Then I got my first real job with Forrest Brown, RDR, retired. He was a great guy to work with and had a fabulous team. It was a fun place, and I really didn't want to leave, but Washington, D.C. was calling, and that's where I spent the majority of my career.
Washington, D.C. I didn't write that correctly. It's WAD. That's the brief for it. It's WAD in my dictionary.
That's
Fabulous.
just some jury charge. And this jury charge is regarding interpretation of state law. Interpretation of state law.
Fabulous. Okay.
Ready? I agree that the state action was properly enjoined, and so I concur in the opinion of the court to that extent. But I dissent from the direction to the district court to hold the case while the parties repair to the state court to get an interpretation of the Louisiana statute around which this litigation turns. That procedure is advisable where private parties question the constitutionality of a state statute. An authoritative construction of the state law may avoid the constitutional issue or put it in new perspective. Under Section 1331, the Federal District Court has jurisdiction where the matter in controversy exceeds the jurisdictional amount and arises under the Constitution, laws, or treaties of the United States. In litigation in the federal courts under that statute, the necessity of construing state law arises because of the federal court's duty to avoid, if possible, a federal constitutional question. Here, although potential constitutional questions may lurk in the background, this litigation primarily concerns title to land claimed by the United States. It is litigation which Congress, by sections 1345 and 1346, has entrusted to the Federal District Court. Those sections allow civil litigation of the United States to be conducted in the federal courts. In that situation, it is the duty of the federal court to decide all issues in the case, those turning on state law as well as those turning on federal law. In Raymond versus Clark, a case in the federal courts by reason of diversity of citizenship, we refused to remit the parties to the state court.
I'm really good at this. I'm trying. The words that they're saying, I'm having a hard time like keeping them in my brain. Litigation is an AE instead of an AEU. Okay. Now I can write it correctly.
Decision of difficult state law questions. We held that it was the duty of the federal court to decide all issues in the case, state or federal, difficult or easy.
That was difficult to understand.
All right, let's see, did we have any challenging words? We had constitutionality.
We did? Constitutionality, okay. Jurisdictional.
So jurisdiction and jurisdictional.
I don't even know why I know the brief for jurisdiction.
Constitution.
Constitution. Litigation.
Diversity of citizenship.
Diversity. Let me look that up. Diversity. Okay.
Okay.
We forgot about litigation.
Back to some literary material.
Okay, we got some more literary material.
Ready?
Ready. As I'll ever be.
I met Hal Alderson during a time of transition when he was handing his company over to his daughter and son-in-law. I had a couple of years under my belt and was still just starting out. They decided to take a chance on a new reporter and hired me. Working in DC is unlike most places in the country. Lots of government contracts and Capitol Hill. I was 23 years old, and I would be sent out to report congressional hearings, taking the testimony of the likes of generals and dignitaries I didn't even know existed. It would hold me in good stead later in my career. Freelancing wasn't what I really wanted to do, so when an opening came up in federal court in Washington, D.C., I took the test. To my surprise, I was hired by the then chief reporter, Don Copeland. This was the place where the Watergate trials had taken place, as well as the trial that culminated in the breakup of AT&T. I had the privilege of working for most of the judges there. The cases were interesting and varied, the most memorable being the trial of Oliver North. Santa Zizo and I spent several weeks delivering daily copy to Brendan Sullivan and his team.
What? Okay. Sometimes I just don't understand what's being said. Santa Zizo? What is that? Is that like a place?
Back to some
No, that's a
jury
person.
charge.
More jury charge.
Ready?
I'm going to be a captioner.
There have been exceptions to this policy, notably in bankruptcy proceedings where trustees are sometimes sent into state courts to obtain adjudications on local law questions pertinent to the administration of the bankrupt's estate. It is peculiarly inappropriate to follow that course here. Congress has decided that the United States should have the benefit of the protection of its own courts in this type of litigation. We properly hold that the federal court, not the state court, has jurisdiction of the controversy. But we beat the devil around the bush when, having taken the litigation out of the state court, we send the parties back to the state court for its construction of Louisiana law, which is the most significant issue in the case. The problem is not only to construe the state statute, but to construe it constitutionally. The federal court can make that construction as readily as the state court. That is the congressional scheme, and we should not change it by judicial fiat.
Congressional.
We had adjudications adjudications.
I don't know how to write that.
Pertinent.
Adjudications.
Peculiarly. I have trouble with that word. Peculiarly. Peculiar.
Adjudications. I'm trying to write it.
Peculiar.
I did it.
I'm going to stop. I'll stop right there. I think it might be a good word though to practice. Controversy. Constitutionally.
Oh, that has a brief for it. I don't know why.
Scheme. Congressional scheme. All right, let's get back to our literary.
Okay. Format to literary.
Court reporting is calling. When an opportunity came up for a job in San Diego, it was hard to resist. Having been born and raised in Northern California, I knew the weather in San Diego was even better, and I jumped at the opportunity, spending an additional 6 years in federal court there. But Washington, D.C. was in my blood, and when I was offered a job on Capitol Hill, I headed back. I'll never forget when I came to D.C. to interview for the job with the chief reporter for the House of Representatives. It was the middle of June. At the end of the day, I was walking down the Capitol steps, something you could do at that time without armed security being there. The sky was so thick with humidity, and it was so hot, I remember saying out loud, "Are you crazy? Why would you leave San Diego to come back to this?" But I did.
Sounds good.
All right, that will conclude our literary and jury charge practice.
Okay, we got Q&A left. Stenography is so cool. It really is. It's my favorite thing. I love to do it. Okay, we got 10 minutes left. There are 12 minutes in this Q&A, so I'll be cut off, but that's fine.
Welcome to Q&A practice.
And then we're going to read out Q&A practice.
Let's get started.
We're getting started.
The defense attorney.
Defense attorney.
A little four-voice practice.
I had caps lock on.
Ready? I'm not sure I remember what your question at this point was. My position would be that the trust speaks for itself and that he signed it and that he intended for all the terms of the trust to be operative. He has already testified, and it is asked and answered as to what his intent was with regard to establishing the trust. I think what I am trying to get into is the actual facts and not only statements of what his intent was. I think the question initially was getting into the issue of the corporation's revenue. I think this would also relate to the corporation in that I think that certainly would have some relevance as to what the corporation's value was in October after they were set up and lease was entered into. Read back the question. You asked for the 2,000 figures. His testimony thus far is that there, correct me if I am misstating you, have not been any net profits in the corporation to date. I think the corporate records would speak for themselves also. If the corporate records would be available, the net income figure obviously could be decreased by increasing his salary. The net income could be consistently eaten. He already testified that maybe he had the power to control his salary. Let's go off the record. Back on the record. There has been an objection to my inquiry into the revenues of the two corporations that we have been discussing, so I won't proceed any further on that point. At the time that you transferred the corporate stock to the trust, you indicated that there was approximately $3,000 that had been contributed to each corporation initially. Now, at the time that the transfer occurred, obviously there was less money than that because you had made some payments. Anyway, were there any liabilities? Did the corporations have any liabilities at the time of the transfer of the stock to the trust other than its obligations to make the lease payments? Well, if I had received money from Ms. Scott, that would have been an obligation. You indicated that was subsequent. The dates, I'm unsure. There were normal bills due, but there were, from suppliers, nothing more than routine trade obligations. Yes. As far as the leases that were entered into in the buildings on the two corporations, who is obligated on those leases? I signed personally. I believe there were landlord waivers written up for the SBA. Excuse me, there was a point I wanted to make. I think the document noted agreement, which is 6 pages between all of the parties, Chase Bank, the SBA, and all of those. It required that the entity where furniture, fixtures, and inventory, and so forth, this document, don't forget, was allowing them to move whatever it was. The receiving entity was also to be liable to them. So, theoretically, based on the agreements between the parties, the corporations were liable too.
Oof.
Let's go off the record on this. Back on the record. So then, as far as the leases, the property leases in the two corporations, they were then signed by the corporations, and you signed as guarantors on both of them? Right. I don't think I have any further questions. I have no questions. Why don't we stipulate on the
710.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone.
I went from like 690 this morning to 710. Thank you for following, everyone.
Script. The original can be sent to your office.
Okay, she's switching transcripts. That was 2 attorneys going on and off the record and a witness testifying. Yippee, that's so great. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
Adel Dreamleaf just redeemed Autism Creature.
Thank you for redeeming Autism Creature.
And we will start with the defense.
Defense. Okay. We got
Ready?
3 minutes left. I'm keeping track of the time.
And there was nothing inconsistent with that particular finding based on the mechanism of injury with Ms. Waters being struck by a vehicle, was it? Can I hear that question back? I'll actually rephrase it. I don't like the inconsistent word part of that because I don't know what you mean by inconsistent, not normal, or, well, let me put it this way. In your experience, a finding of a score of 4 for the verbal section of the Glasgow test, okay, would that be uncommon for somebody who was just struck by a vehicle based on your years of experience in this area? And I'll object that it's vague and ambiguous and an incomplete hypothetical. I would say it's common and uncommon. Every patient is different. It depends on the mechanism. It depends on the injury of the patient. If there's no set standard for what that score will be by somebody being struck by a vehicle with head trauma. Fair enough. If I understand your previous testimony, the reason you gave that score of 4 was based on the confusion that was being exhibited by Ms. Waters, correct? That's correct. And the confusion that you observed from Ms. Waters in your years of experience, could that be caused by being struck by a vehicle? The type of confusion you observed? It's possible. Now, just to the right, it says SPO2/CO2 detector, and it has some numbers in there. Do you see that particular section? Yes. What is the purpose of this section of this report, if you know? It tests the oxygen saturation in the blood. And the 99 under SPO 2%, what's the significance of that, if anything? 99% is almost perfect. 100% is perfect. They're getting perfect blood oxygenation throughout their body.
Okay, it is 8 o'clock now. I believe that's the end of my stream. Let me hide my browser. Okay, next person is Reiki. We're going to be raiding into Reiki channel. No, we're not. We're going to be raiding into Zoomy 97. My bad. Reiki is after Zoomy. Okay, let me just go to the stream. See her? Okay. She is streaming Final Fantasy 14 online with, it appears, some friends. Zoomy 97. Thank you everyone who came by, who stuck around for my stenography practice. And thank you for following. About 10 people who followed this time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to be playing Hollow Knight Silk Song. And then the day after, it is the 100th line, which I'm really excited about. Goodbye, everybody!